Hello dear friends, I am Zamir Sheikh. So welcome to this lecture on molecular spectroscopy. Now this lecture is based on the basic concept of spectroscopy, its types and what are the basic phenomena of the spectroscopy. So the spectroscopists are who see the unseeable matter. Look at this figure. Here the atomic model is given, and when it is treated with some energetic radiation, there is a change in the energy levels, and that is actually called what? Spectroscopy. For more details, kindly subscribe our channel. This is actually what a white light which is transformed through the prism and converts to what 7 different colors. This is another kind of what phenomena. Now, what is the role of what spectroscopy? After synthesizing any compound, it will be separated first and purified. After the purification and what separation, the first task is what? Characterization. That means that unknown compound contain what type of functionality, what type of what functional group, what are the major properties one can say, okay, bond length, bond angle, whatever. That phenomena is called analysis or characterization, and spectroscopy is belong to the physical method of analysis, and then after that it will be proceed to evaluation. That's why, so for after synthesizing any compound, the first task is characterization. Now what is the definition of what spectroscopy? Now spectroscopy is nothing but is an interaction of an energetic radiation, that is electromagnetic radiation, with matter that involves absorption, emission or scattering of radiation by the system. That type of study is called spectroscopy. Atomic and what molecular spectra are the major category of spectroscopy, and they provide the information, detailed information about the structure and one can say the chemical properties of the unknown compound. By using that spectroscopic technique, one can obtain the geometries, bond length in that, bond angles, okay. Then we can also identify the type of symmetry, energy level distribution, electron densities, or one can say electric and magnetic properties. So these are the some highlights of spectroscopy. What actually is spectroscopy now? It is an phenomena where interaction is there. A study of interaction of electromagnetic radiation with the matter is actually called spectroscopy. So the emitter emits the radiation, one can call the source. That source is nothing but electromagnetic radiation have the wave nature. When it is interact with the sample, it undergo the physical change. That physical change is detected by detector, and the whole phenomena is recorded, and you will get the spectrum, that is called the graph. The spectroscopy is of broadly classified in two distinct ways. One is called absorption, second is called emission. Absorption is upward direction transitions, while emissions are downward direction transitions. So the basic phenomena is interaction. If there is interaction, then will be a change. Spectroscopy is the study of what matter, in that includes atoms, molecules or what substance. Okay, it is an interaction of matter with what your investigating light, sound or what any other particles that are absorbed or emitted or scattered, and that type of phenomena it will be helps to uh, identifying or elucidating the unknown material in that. This is actually the figure where all the electromagnetic radiations are given. So if you just click on that each one, so for example we are starting from ultraviolet and undergo the what electronic excitation, infrared for vibrations, then we have one can call rotational motion is there, microspectroscopy, X-rays are there, many other things are there. All are the unique kind of what radiation. And nowadays, the spectroscopy is a routinely technique for analysis. Atomic and molecular spectroscopy are what main two types of what one can say the spectroscopy. Okay, and they have give the information about the information and molecular properties of what their compound. Now, what is the electromagnetic radiations now? You know that according to this elementary physics, one can say a charge is surrounded by electric field and moving charge that is an electric current is also generate the magnetic field. So, basically each wave that is electromagnetic radiation have dual nature. One is called one can say wave as well as particle nature. In that case, each wave have electric and magnetic field. And according to the Planck's equations, Maxwell one can call the H E del E is equal to H nu. So, likewise, these equations are particularly describe microscopically the behavior of charges in electric and or magnetic field both in vacuum and in a material. So, this is the whole spectrum of electromagnetic radiation, which is starting from radio frequency, which is end with the gamma rays. Radio frequency is a highly, one can say the highest wavelength, while gamma rays are lowest one. In case of what, in terms of what energy or frequency, the radio frequency is lowest one, while gamma rays are what highest one, and they have unique application when it is interact with this one. When gamma rays are interact with this one, so it will the process with interaction with atomic nuclei. Whenever X-rays are there, it will be reacted with the ejection of electron. Ultraviolet for the excitation of electron. Visible vibrations. Infrared. Visible is also the what one can explain the color chemistry. Infrared nothing but the vibrations. Microwave rotations. Okay, and radio frequencies are nothing but the electron spin transitions. Okay, so let's move to this one. So, what is the aim of this? The determination of structures of what unknown compound is the main task of by using the spectroscopy. Spectroscopy is nothing but it is a science of what physical and mathematics. It comes under the applied chemistry, or one can call the analytical chemistry. So, what type of the sample get analyzed? One is a natural, second is a synthetic. What actually the spectroscopy now? In this case, the three major parts are there: source, sample, detector. Okay, and then record and all these things. Okay, so you get the spectrum. Okay, later on this one, what are the disadvantage of this technique now? Because you know that it isn't costly, because the spectrometers are what expensive. It provides indirect kind of what structural information, and utilization is what eaten. But beside that, it's one of the best tool to elucidate your unknown compound. Later on, these are the two kinds of what your analytical methods. One is called chemical analysis, second is called physical analysis. So, in chemical analysis, we are performing so many different tests. Okay, so it is a tedious methods. It required large quantity of sample. It cannot record the sample. Okay, a cheaper technique. Okay, and it required more time, and you cannot get accurate information about the sample. But in physical technique, what? So, without any chemical reaction, we can get the more information. It is a short time technique. Then small quantity of sample is required. Usually the sample can be recovered. Generally many cases sample is recovered except for example mass spectrometry, then melting point determination, etc. Expensive technique is this because it required the instrument and all this thing. Okay, this one. So basically these are the two types of what phenomena: absorption and what emission. Absorption is nothing but the conversion or converted into a ground state to excited state. Why? The emission is an opposite to that of what this one. It's a downward transition called what the emission. So these are the two main phenomena of the spectroscopy. Okay, later on what the radiations are nothing but the electromagnetic radiation in the one of the type of what energy. Sun is the best source, all of you know that. An artificial source for EMR is an high temperature radiating bodies. Electromagnetic radiation is another form of what one can call the energy, which associated with both field, electric and magnetic field, and they are perpendicular to each other. So likewise, if you see this diagram, blue and what red zone are propagate in this direction. Okay, they have a direction, and one can call they are perpendicular to each other. and these radiations are interacted with your sample, undergo the physical change. Okay, so you know that each wave, according to that wave equation, so one can call electromagnetic radiations are in the form of wave, and wave have features. One is called the wavelength, one crest, and one tuft. Okay, or minima and maxima. Adjacent minima and maxima is nothing but the one wave, denoted by what, the lambda, inversely proportional to energy. Secondly, what there are the many units are there. Small units are called which is considered morely, just angstrom, nanometer, millimicron, micron, centimeter, and meter. 1 angstrom is equal to, you know, that 10 to the power minus 8 centimeter, and related to that these are the some units of conversation. Then velocity. Velocity is nothing but the what, in a 1 second distance traveled by the wave is called the velocity, denoted by what, the or simply what measured in the centimeter per second. What is frequency now? A number of waves one can say which is passed through the what specific point in a given time, that is called frequency. Okay, cycle per seconds or measured in hertz, and these are the some specific units for what frequency. Megahertz, kilohertz. Amplitude is nothing but the intensity. Okay, the height of that one can say, height of a crust or depth of a tuft is called the amplitude. Wave number is there, nothing but the number of waves present in a 1 centimeter distance is called the wave number, denoted by what, nu bar, and inversely proportional to wavelength, and these are the some conversation. Energy, most importantly parameter of what wave, denoted by what, h nu, photon, E is equal to h nu, then also be h into c by lambda, or h nu bar, or like this. Many we can convert to other form also. So let's move to the actual spectrophotometer. This is a diagrammatic presentation of what spectrophotometer, where we sample, source, and detector. Okay, and then after that recorder likewise. So many slits are there to convert that a packets of light into the, or one can say like monochromator. You know that monochromator, it will select the proper wavelength of light. Okay, because we have randomness is there, that's why we are selecting one of them. Okay, fine. Now this EMR interact with the sample, it will changes many things. So microwaves are there, gamma rays are there, X-rays are there, UVs are there, IR is there, radio waves are there. Many techniques we have because of what interaction of yours matter with the electromagnetic radiation, and they every technique have its uniqueness is there. Cosmic rays have highly energetic one, then gamma, then X-ray, UV, IR, microwave, radio frequency. This is the main actually types of what spectroscopy, as earlier explained in the slides. E1 get promoted to the E2, that is now from E1 to E2 upward transitions are called absorption, while E2 to E1 that type of downward transitions are called emission. And this is the actual principle of spectroscopy, we are classified these two. Then you know that every molecule have total energy, one can call. Now this molecular energies are classified on the basis of its motion, translation motion, rotational motion, vibrational motion, and electronic motion, and if we combining all these things, so you get the total energy. Okay, that's one. Now these are called the molecular energies. Molecules have many different types of what energy, due to translation motion, due to rotational motion, due to vibrational motion, due to the electronic spin motion also. Okay, and along with the nuclear spin. This is actually called translation, displacement of an object or molecule from one place to another place, and this energy is a non-quantized. Okay, so energy change due to the change in the position or particle in a space from one to another. Okay, it's non-quantized, that's why we are not interested in that energy. Secondly, that is called rotation. You know that rotation is nothing but the, we are just passing an axis through the object or body, and it is rotated along the own axis, that is called the rotation motion. The energy which is associated with the rotational motion of a molecule, that is called rotational energy. These energies are quantized, that are very helpful to identify the bond length, bond angle, and particularly the phenomena or which is used in called microwave spectroscopy. Secondly, this is vibration. So energy which is associated with the vibrational motion of a molecule, and due to the vibration there is a change in bond length, bond angle, and that's why most importantly the phenomena is called IR spectroscopy. Okay, and by using that we can detect the functional group. This is beautiful, this is really beautiful. So if you look at the molecule, look at the atomic level now. Okay, so we'll see that the electrons are revolve continuously around the nucleus, and we cannot see this. That's why unceased movement of electron in a molecule results or change in electronic energy levels, and this is the best way to identify multiple bonding with the help of UV spectroscopy. Okay, so now this is called the electronic energy level. Now if we compare all these energies, now if you compare all this energy, electronic levels are larger one, then vibrational, then rotational, and then lastly what translation. That means each electronic energy levels are comprises with many vibration energy levels. Each vibration level is comprised with many rotation energy levels. Okay, and translation is not quantized, so that's why we are not utilizing it. And this is actual spectrum where we can look at this. So from E0, V0 and R0, that is all levels are 0 level, that is ground state. E0 means electronic energy levels, which is ground state. V0 electronic vibration energy level as a ground state, and R0 or J0 sometime it is called the rotation energy level at the ground state. Now look at this, each E0 to E1 many vibration energy levels are there, and each V0 to V1 many rotation energy levels are there. Okay, and just whatever I am saying here will be appear on the slide. Now there are two types of spectrums are there, continuous spectrum and band spectrum. A continuous spectrum means a multiple transitions are there, and which is happen in case of what molecules, while a line spectrum which is happen in case of what only atom. So at atomic level single transition is there. Okay, and that's why this is called line spectrum. And another case is there is called band spectrum or continuous spectrum is example of a molecular spectroscopy. And thank you so much for watching this. So if you're satisfied with this content, so please like, share and subscribe our channel, and express and never miss a bell icon, or express your comment if you have any doubt regarding that. Thank you.